Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. Tonight, I'm taking a break from the series on fragrance moods, and I'm going to focus on a new discovery. It's a fragrance house that was suggested to me by one of the amazing subscribers to this channel. When I reveal the name of the house, you'll know exactly who you are, and I am grateful. What an interesting experience this has been. This is a U.S. fragrance house. It is relatively new. I want to say about 2016 or so. They started producing fragrances, and they have 58 of them. I will be sharing 3 samples I got. I'll be talking about them, and then I did buy 1 full bottle as a blind buy, and I'll save that until the end. You should really stick around, having looked at the bottle but not yet opened it or sampled it. I think you're going to find this very interesting. It's so wonderful. I hate to open it. You'll see when we get to it, so stick around until the end. Tonight's beverage is coffee, of course, in my favorite Montana cup. So stick around until the end for the big reveal. All right. The name of the fragrance house is Ikiryo. Ikiryo. And the name has an associated name, Vincent Dreamhouse, and I'll just focus on the Ikiryo part. So Ikiryo refers to a Japanese concept of a living spirit, someone who has had a traumatic experience and as a result has had a spirit take on an independent existence. That's really all I know about it, but it's very mysterious. It can be dark or it can be benign in nature. I don't know if it can be benevolent. If you know more about Ikiryo, let me know in the comments. I find this very, very interesting, a little bit scary, but the fragrances, whoa. So the perfumer behind this house is Vincent, and I'm sincerely apologize if I'm not getting any of this right, but Vincent of Dreamhouse. It may be a collaboration. I'm not exactly sure. I did look at the website multiple times and had a hard time figuring out if it's one person or multiple people. I'm not quite sure, but I found it very interesting, the philosophy written up on the site. The descriptions of the fragrances are amazing. The photography associated with the descriptions are amazing. I highly encourage you to check it out. All the bottles are custom made, and some of the fragrances are produced to order, and I love that. Now, I ordered from this house expecting it to be about a 2-week delivery time, but it wasn't. It was, I want to say, less than a week. So very, very impressed there. I could go on and on about all the interesting aspects of this house, but why don't we just jump right into the fragrances, shall we? The first one I selected as a sample is called A Fallen Angel Trying to Find His Wings. This is a 2026 release. This is incense, tobacco, orchid, nutmeg, amber, musk, and oak. This is, oh boy, it's a cool, rich tobacco with kind of a dusty nutmeg, nutmeg after you've kind of scratched it up against the nutmeg grinder or nutmeg grater, I guess. It's got a rich aged oak accord to it, and there's incense. So if you love incense, you're going to really like this. It evolves to be something of a church incense, um, a deeply respectable church incense. Okay, I know a lot of companies, a lot of houses out there aspire to make church incense fragrances. I think some of them come across a little just weak, floppy, just not hitting the mark. Some of the big ones out there I've been very disappointed with. It's probably one of the ones you're thinking of. There is a house, and apologies if you love this house, but they specialize in incense fragrances. And although I have not smelled them all, the ones I have smelled, I've not been blown away by. My favorite incense fragrance that I have in my collection is Nishtana by Prin Lomros. But this one is really special. It's not incense alone, though. It's incense with, like I said, that aged beautiful oak and a nice rich wet tobacco. Very, very nice. Smoky, yet the frankincense there is really reverent in its presentation, but it's complex and it's wearable. I love it. And I think aptly named A Fallen Angel Trying to Find His Wings. Fair enough. Beautiful stuff. The second sample that I received is, oh, by the way, you can buy 3 samples, and that's what I did. I think it was $20 for 3 of them, and they are 2 ml samples, which I thought was pretty good as buying samples go. All right, so the second fragrance I'll talk about is Swan Maiden. That is a 2019 release. There's ozone, honey, lotus, forget-me-nots, aquatic notes, stephanotis, ambergris, castoreum, ambroxan, vetiver, cocoa, moss, and rose. This is a very rose-forward fragrance for me, and it is a classic style rose. These fragrances, by the way, they are strong but not overpowering. There's something of a noticeable restraint. The richness of the notes is definitely present, but it feels as if it could never be cloying. It could never be offensive in its strength to those around you. Of course, that's just my impression, but that is how it feels to me. This, I don't love most rose fragrances. This one I love. It's stunning. And I did not love it at first. The ozone note I thought was going to come across as aldehydic. It's not. It's not. It's like air. Like sweet. I don't know. I think it smells sweet. When you get onto a plane that maybe it's been, it's a newer plane, or it's been really well cleaned, freshly cleaned, and the air doesn't smell recycled. It smells like the sky. It's got that quality to it. I have to be honest, I could not tell you if I was picking up forget-me-nots. I just couldn't, but the aquatic notes, sure, maybe. I'm not getting Kalone, and I'm not getting salty ocean. It's a very pure, like a mountain spring type feel. It's almost a texture to the fragrance, like a wetness. The ambergris is not pronounced at all. The castoreum comes out in the beginning. It gives the florals a vintage feel, right? For me, when I get castoreum with rose or jasmine, it's that hint of musk that castoreum brings to the table, kind of implying a mature aspect to what is otherwise a very youthful floral accord. it gives it a wisdom, a vintage quality. And it kind of takes the sweetness of the flowers and melds it into the human skin experience. But this, although it starts out that way, it very much lightens up. It's not powdery, but it comes real close. Instead, this is incredible, by the way. I'm just like really blown away by this in case you haven't noticed. It smells wet. It doesn't smell cold. It smells wet, like water. Again, it's a texture thing. It's really interesting. I am not getting, moss. Yeah, I guess there's some vetiver in there. I'm not getting cocoa. Wow, this is super interesting. I think this is universally likable. This is a floral that people who don't love florals will enjoy, I think. Wow, very, very special. And it evolves. When I first sprayed it, I appreciated it. Now I love it. Gorgeous stuff. The Swan Maiden. Next, we have, get this. This is called Kashmiri. I smelled this and it was the first among the samples I smelled, and I was just blown away, and I continue to be blown away. This is butter, okay? Melted butter, like ghee, and cardamom and chai and pink pepper, but a lot of butter. It is what I imagine a butter chai would taste like, made with that really rich yak milk in Nepal, in the really high elevations, that you see on those, those really intense documentaries about people who venture up to Lhasa and get altitude sick, but it's worth it because they have a religious experience. Looks stunning. But they drink this chai, and it's spicy and it's not too sweet, and it's made with this, like I said, really rich yak milk, and it looks amazing. It looks like it warms your soul in a heavenly environment. That's what I get from this. The butter is very prominent. As you take in the fragrance, there is the faintest hint of a fruity cereal that has absorbed some of the milk. And that adds a bright, youthful quality to it. It's just a slightly youthful spirit to this otherwise gourmand, spicy, serious experience. I've never smelled anything like this. This is completely unique to me, and I want to exist in this. Even if gourmands are not your thing, or spicy fragrances are not your thing, or tea is not your thing, I encourage you to try this. This is incredible. It's just exquisite. Kashmiri. Gorgeous stuff. All right. Are you ready for the full bottle? Here we go. It came in this bag with the drawstring. It was wrapped in bubble wrap inside of here, but I took the bottle out of the bubble wrap, and here it is. That is the sticker on the front. And this, my friends, is wax, melted dark wax. Can you see that? And in order to open the bottle, I will have to break the wax. And that almost breaks my heart. You could see the bottom here where the wax has dripped. Sorry, I broke a nail. Don't pay attention to that. Don't worry about that. Here we go. Look at that. How amazing. This fragrance is called In the Mood. In the Mood. Yes, in the M''OUD. I am sad to do this. Here I go. Oh boy. Okay, so there's something of a sticker there. You can see that. And wow, okay. Let me spray it and experience it for the very first time with all of you. I think I paid about $150 for this fragrance. I'll take a peek. If I get it wrong, I'll put it in the notes. Oh boy. Okay. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Okay, let me tell you what the notes are. I'm gonna try to calm down. White chocolate, black currant, frangipani, incense, myrrh, clove, musk, and oud. At Christmas time, my father used to get these chocolate candies, and they were wrapped in a foil that had labels like liqueurs. So there would be, you know, a famous bourbon, and it would have the, you know, the wrapping of this little bottle. It was about, you know, about the size of what size of this, like a 2 ml looking thing. And it was like dark chocolate, or yeah, it wasn't semi-sweet. It was dark chocolate, and it was hollow. Inside was an actual bit of the liqueur or the booze. And the chocolate, amazingly, had the faintest hint of booze, but it maintained its chocolate integrity. And when you bit into it, it had like sugar crystals and the slightest, just enough to wet your palate, bit of that booze. This has a little bit of that in it, just a nod to the booze and the beautiful marriage of that heavy liqueur with the dark chocolate. Now, it doesn't say that there are boozy notes in this, but among the notes that I shared with you, do you get any boozy qualities from those? I could see it coming from the clove. Clove can be very powerful and almost have like a fume to it, like an alcohol-centric fume. Maybe that's what I'm getting. The incense is there. It's very strong. It's muted in the smokiness, but it's there. I guess I should say it's not a church incense. It's a resin. And it's not the same as the myrrh. So I'm feeling like it's another type of incense resin, or it doesn't smell like frankincense to me. The black currant is there, but not too sweet. The oud leans Eastern. This to me is a respectable oud. For those who don't enjoy or find too tame a Western oud, you're probably going to like this. This is absolutely a wonderful decision for me. I love this. People will probably say this leans masculine. I don't care. People will probably say this is cold weather. Again, I don't care. Fair enough, but this is exquisite. I adore this, and I will be testing others from this house because there are indie houses, niche fragrance lines out there that I think are really important, and there's a DNA to them, and I enjoy them. I can tell that's where I'm headed with this. There's, oh boy, there's so much going on here. The black currant, I'm getting it now. It's dried, like dried currants. Have you ever had those? They're not as sweet as raisins. That's what I get. Like, imagine it being mashed into a like in a mortar and pestle, you know, if you were to mash the currants with these resins and a little bit of chocolate and clove and just a hint of booze. That's what this is. It is exquisite. I'm in the mood. Ikiryo. Let me know in the comments below if you are familiar with this house, and if so, what your experiences have been. Mine are absolutely perfect thus far. Wow. Oh boy, thank you for listening to me go on and on and on about this incredible experience, and thank you for sharing it with me. I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't love the full bottle, but my gosh, it was what an incredible experience. So here it is again. I've put the top back on, and you could see just how beautiful that artwork is. Let me just do it like this. There we go on the front. It's really lovely. And let me know what you think in the comments. Hey, if you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel if you love discussion about indie and niche fragrances, and sometimes some luxury designer fragrances. And if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.